Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Amanda and the channel is Dr. Mommy Budgets. I am sitting here in my cozy chair today. So we are going to have some cozy chair conversation. And as I promised, we are going to be diving into investments, stocks, bonds, mutual funds, well, maybe not so much as bonds, but mutual funds and all the likes. And when I am delivering information, I only know how to deliver information the way that I can receive information or that I can understand it. And the way that I understand information is a step-by-step approach. Just like I said on last week in our introduction, I introduced the topics that we will be talking about. Today, I want to keep this video short. However, there are a few topics that I want to touch on. So, the next step, as it relates to me introducing investments and the like to you, is to go over some basic definitions. So that is what this video is going to be about today. So if you are interested in this sort of content, then I would love it if you would stick around for the rest of the video. Now, I do have some notes written down, and I am just going to go through these definitions, and I am going to title this, as you see in the description, Investment 101. So basically, we're going to be starting with the basics. These are some definitions that I wish I had known before I actually started investing. That is not the way I was actually introduced to investing. I was introduced to investing mainly through my corporate company. And basically, they pretty much tell you, hey, we have a 401k plan that you can invest your money in. They give you a website or a link. You go out there and you pretty much figure it all out for yourself. Yes, there are some tutorials and some step-by-steps on the website. However, like I said, it's not in a format where you can learn the basics step by step in the proper order. So pretty much for me, I needed something similar to Investment for Dummies, to start off investing. But hey, so it's been many years later now, so we're at this point, and that's why I'm providing this information to my audience so that you guys can have this information, guys and gals, can have the information that you need so that once you really get into investing, you'll be able to make some knowledgeable choices with investing. All right, so let's dive right in. The very first definition I want to go over is stock. Stocks. What is a stock? A stock or stocks are all of the shares into which ownership of a corporation is divided. It is a security that represents the ownership of a fraction of a company. So, two things stand out there to me. It is shares that you have ownership in a corporation, and also it is a security that also represents ownership in a company. So basically, a stock is a share or a security in which you will have ownership in a company or a corporation. Okay? So that's pretty much what a stock is. All right, you heard me mention the word shares in the definition of stock. So let's dive right into our next definition. Our next word is shares. And the definition of shares is units of stock. Okay, so that's basically what shares are. So basically it is that unit or a gathering or a portion of stock. Moving right along. From there, I also mentioned the word security. Remember I said a stock, it's a security that represents the ownership of a fraction of a company. That means a part of a company. So now let's dive right into what a security is. Securities are tradable financial instruments used to raise capital in public and private markets. Okay, I'm going to repeat that. Tradable financial instruments used to raise capital in public and private markets. So basically with a security, there are typically three types of securities. So basically you can have a security, you can have an equity security, you can have a debt security, or you can have a little mixture of both where your security includes equity and debt. Equity securities provide ownership to holders. That means to you, if you hold that share of stock, then you are provided ownership rights to holders. So you have rights. You are provided those rights. You're given those rights as it relates to equity securities. Now, debt securities is exactly what it sounds like it is, debt. So basically it is loans repaid with periodic payment. And of course, like I said, hybrid is a combination of the two. You can purchase these stocks, which are securities, either in a equity fashion where you are provided ownership. So in other words, you pay money in order to get that stock or that security, or you can have a debt security where you actually borrow money and to purchase your stock or your security, and it is paid back over time. And also your security can be a mixture of both. You can have some equity security and some debt security. So that's where we are with securities. Now let's move back up. Mutual funds. I know you've heard that term in investing before. Mutual funds. Mutual funds are professionally managed investment funds that pool money from many investors to purchase securities. Okay, don't forget about that word security. All right, it's pretty much a stock. That's really all it is in a nutshell. So basically with a mutual fund, professionally managed investment fund that pools money from many investors to purchase those securities. Your mutual funds include multiple pools of money. It's not just one. So if you have a mutual fund, just know that those monies are being pooled from different investors. Next we have ETFs. ETFs, the word ET or the acronym ETF stands for Exchange Traded Fund. Okay? So an exchange traded fund is a security that tracks an index, sector, commodity, or other asset, but can be purchased or sold on a stock exchange the same way that regular stocks can be purchased. Let's read that again. There's a lot there with those ETFs. Remember, an ETF is an exchange traded fund. It is a security. You know what a security is, pretty much a stock that tracks an index, sector, commodity, or other asset, but can be purchased or sold on the stock exchange the same way a regular stock can. It is a combination of stock. It's a combination of stocks and indexes. As you heard there, it says it can track an index, sector, commodity, or other assets. And it can be also sold or purchased like a regular stock can on the, pretty much on the stock market. That's what the stock exchange is. Next we have, now that we are dealing with stocks, let's move on into the different types of stock. We are going to move into a ticker symbol or a stock symbol. Basically, a ticker symbol or a stock symbol seeks to replicate the returns of some market. I can't even read my own writing. Oh, no, that's not what that is. Okay, let's start again. A ticker symbol or a stock symbol is a unique series of letters assigned to a security for trading purposes. So it's pretty self-explanatory. Like, for example, if you wanted to search a ticker symbol or a stock symbol for Amazon or for Apple, basically you can type in the search engine of one of the investment platforms. You can type in the word Amazon, Amazon, or the word Apple, Apple, and it will bring up or display the ticker symbol. The ticker symbol for Apple is AAPL, and the ticker symbol for Amazon is AMZN. It is just those unique letters that's assigned to a stock or a security. So if you see, a lot of times those ticker symbols are going to be an abbreviation. Most times it's an abbreviation of the entire word or name. All right, let's move on. Stock exchange. Stock exchange is an exchange where shares of stocks, bonds, and other financial instruments are sold and bought by stockbrokers and traders. So what does that sound like? Let me read that to you again. Think through the terms that you've been hearing as it surrounds investment. An exchange where shares of stock, bonds, and other financial instruments are sold and bought by stockbrokers and traders. Okay? Yes, exactly. The stock market. So that's basically what it is. This is the place where all the action, where, all of the purchasing and buying takes place. Stock exchange. The next definition we're going to go with is the very last one. That leads us into the very last one, which is stock market. Stock market. It consists of exchanges or OTCs, which are over-the-counter markets in which shares and other financial securities of publicly held companies are issued and traded. Okay, so remember, we had an exchange, which is a marketplace where the traders can meet to conduct business. Okay, I'm sorry, that is not what we were talking about. We were talking about stock exchange. Stock exchange is an exchange where shares of stocks, bonds, and other financial instruments are sold and bought by stockbrokers and traders. Then the stock market consists of the exchanges. So basically, let me give you the definition of exchanges first. An exchange is a marketplace or electronic platform where traders meet to conduct business. A place where securities, commodities, and other financial instruments are traded. An exchange is a marketplace. The stock market consists of exchanges. That's how you know that they are interrelated. The exchange is a marketplace or an electronic platform where traders meet to conduct business. Is a place where securities, commodities, and other financial instruments are traded. And the stock market consists of exchanges, okay, or over-the-counter markets in which shares and these other financial securities of publicly held companies are issued and traded. This was a short list of definitions that I wanted to introduce to my community here. I want you to go back and do some research and read up on these different definitions before investing in stocks or mutual funds or ETFs. So this is really all I have for this video. I hope you were able to actually dive into these terms and come away with a better understanding of what each one means. Several words that were discussed here. So I know you may have to go back and read through them again until you get the definition. That is truly fine. The goal is to just provide you with these terms so that way, hopefully you were taking notes. You can write them down. You can write down the definition, which is exactly what I have here, as you can see, so that you can go back and read through it. Because you're going to hear these financial gurus, these people that are doing all these investing, they're going to be throwing these terms around left and right, all willy-nilly, without providing you definitions to them. And basically, you want to try and learn these definitions and these terms in an order so you can see how one relates to the other. So for a recap, we started off with stocks, then we went to shares, we went to mutual funds, we went to ETFs, we went to index fund, we went to ticker symbol and stock symbol, exchange, securities, and stock market. So those were the definitions. I think that was a total of what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. So that was 10 basic beginner definitions to get you introduced to investment and the stock market and to try to grow your knowledge as it relates to what those terms are before you decide to dive into investing. So like I said, go back, pull up the definitions, read them over and over and over again. If that definition does not suffice for you, look up other definitions. There are other definitions that are out there on the web that are phrased a little bit differently from the ones that I provided. So go out there, find a definition that is right for you so that it'll work for you. But I just wanted to give you a starting point. These are some of the basic terms that you will need to know as you start to invest. This is all I have for this video. This is Dr. Mommy Budgets, and I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel, share this information with those who are, beginners in the stock market or wanting to invest in stocks and mutual funds and ETFs and index funds and all the like. I will see you in the next one. We dream big, but start small around here. Peace.